Okay, so we're back and we're going to be looking at writing the equation of the line given 2 points. We've already looked at one example, and so now we're going to look at a second example. Actually, we're going to look at 2 more examples. So let's just go ahead and jump in it. I have the steps up at the top, steps to writing the equation of a line between 2 points, and we want it in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. We're going to find the slope, so we're going to take the points and put them in the table, find the change in y divided by the change in x, simplify if we need to. We're going to find the y-intercept. We're going to put one of the points that were given and the slope that we just found up here into y equals mx plus b, the slope and the x and the y, and then we're going to solve for b. So once we have b, we'll take our slope from step 1 and our y-intercept from step 2, and we'll put the slope and the y-intercept into the equation. It'll have a number for m and a number for b, and it will have the letters x and y in our final equation. And we'll check it by putting it into the calculator, putting it into Desmos, then looking at the table and see, does it go through those 2 points? All right. This is example 2. And these are my 2 points, -3, -4, and 4, 3. So there are my 2 points. The first thing I'm going to do is put them in a table. -3, -4, 4, 3. So let's look. If I'm going from -4 to +3, that's increasing. So I get that by adding. I am adding, and how do we find out how much the change is? Well, 3 minus -4 is my change, which is 7. From -3 up to +4, again, what's the change? Well, it's increasing, so we're adding. How much is it increasing? 4 minus a -3 is 7. So what do we have? Our change in y divided by our change in x. The change in y is 7. The change in x is 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. So we found our slope. Our slope, or our rate of change, is 1. So that's what that is. Now we need to find the y-intercept. So to find the y-intercept, we take one of these points and this slope and plug them in. Now, I don't know about you, these are both negative. These are both positive. Both points are on the line, but let's think, which one might be less complicated to use? The positive ones. So let's use this. Now remember, this is the x and this is the y. You've got to put them in the correct spot. So we're now working on step 2, plug in one of the points and the slope into y equals mx plus b and solve for b. So here we go, y equals mx plus b. We're going to plug in this y, 3 equals m. We just found that m is 1, so 1. X, we're going to plug in this x because this is the point we're using, plus b. We don't know who b is, okay? But we're fixing to find out. Let's simplify right here. 1 times 4 is 4. So we have 3 equals 4 plus b. Well, I need to get b by itself. So I need to undo this +4. Remember, this plus sign is in front of b. What's the sign in front of 4? Well, there's not one, so it's an understood plus. So how do we undo that +4? Subtract 4 from both sides. 3 minus 4 is -1. 4 minus 4 is 0. And we bring down b. So what, according to this, is our y-intercept? -1. Step 3 says write y equals mx plus b, only this time use the slope that you found for m and the y-intercept that you found for b. Well, here's my slope and here's my y-intercept. Y equals m, so 1 times x plus b. And who's our y-intercept b? negative 1. And this is the equation of the line that goes through those 2 points. Now, how can we determine to see if we're actually right? Well, you can go on Desmos. I'm going to use my calculator, but you can use Desmos, and you go to y equals, and we're going to type in the equation. So 1x minus 1. There's my equation. Now we're going to go to table. So second graph. And I'm going to scroll down and see if those points are there. I'm looking for negative 3, negative 4. Do you see it? Now I'm looking for 4, 3. So I'm going to scroll down till x is 4. Look at there. We did it! Oh my goodness! Okay, you did it. So we were correct. We checked our work. And yep, when I put this into y equals and go to table, I see that it goes through those points. So we can say check with, oh my goodness, I'm getting emails. Check with the calculator. Table. Okay. Let's do one more example. So let's do example 3 down here. And this time, I think we will look at, we'll do one that maybe has some more negatives in it. That's okay. So this time, let's look at 4, negative 2, and negative 4, negative 4. All right. Same thing. I want to find the equation of the line between these 2 points. So the first thing we need to do is find the slope. Put the points in a table and find the change in y over the change in x. So I'm going to come right over here. Here's my table. That's xy. So 4, negative 2, and then negative 4, negative 4. I can find the change in x from 4 to negative 4. Am I increasing or decreasing? I'm decreasing. So you know you got to subtract to decrease. So from 4 down to negative 4, that's down 8. Another way to check is say negative 4 minus 4, and that's negative 8. From negative 2 to negative 4, well, that's down 2. Another way to check, negative 4 minus negative 2 is negative 2. Right? What's the difference between negative 2 and negative 4? Down 2. Now we need to find the slope or the rate of change. The change in y divided by the change in x is negative 2 divided by negative 8. That's a fraction. Does it simplify? It does. You should notice, first of all, that they're both negative. So a negative divided by a negative is a positive. That's the first thing that we notice. And then I noticed 2 and 8. And I remember that 2 and 8 both have a factor of 2. So if I divide both of those by, in this case, negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. Negative 8 divided by negative 2 is 4. So our slope of the line between these 2 points is 1/4. The next thing that I need to do is I need to find, make that a little smaller. There we go. The next thing that I need to do is find the y-intercept. So I'm going to plug in one of these points and the slope and find b. Now, if you will look, both of these points are on the line. So, and this one has 2 negatives, this one just has 1. So I can't get away from the negative thing. Either point works. Let's pick this one, right? And remember, this is x and that's y. So let's plug those values in. Y equals mx plus b. The y value that I need to plug in is right here, negative 2. equals the slope we just found, 1/4. The x value that I need to plug in is right here, 4, plus b, I don't know. That's who I'm trying to find. So let's simplify this. -2 equals 1/4 times 4 is 1. -2 equals 1 plus b. To solve for b, we're going to undo this plus 1 by subtracting. -2 minus 1 is -3. 1 minus 1 is a 0 pair, and we bring down b. So looky there. Do you see who our y-intercept is? It's -3. So what we can now take this y-intercept and this slope and put it into y equals mx plus b. So y equals 1/4 x minus 3. And that's correct. But how could we double check? How could we see? Well, you can take your calculator or you can use Desmos. So let's look at using Desmos. I showed you on the calculator a few times. Let's look at using Desmos. So let me go here. And let's just go to Desmos. And you can do this on yours. We're going to start graphing. So we're going to come right here and type in the equation that we just found. So y equals, and it was 1/4, so 1, and then use the slash mark that's underneath the question mark, the bottom right-hand corner of your keyboard as your division symbol. So 1/4. Oh, look at there. The calculator knew you wanted to do a fraction. And then we need to get the cursor out of the denominator. So if you hit space, notice it doesn't get out of the denominator. So space isn't it. You need to use the right arrow key. Oh, and then we're out. So 1/4 x. I love Desmos, how it builds while we're creating or writing the equation. All right, 1/4 x minus 3. So minus 3. Boom. And there is the graph of the line. Now what we want to determine is, does it go through the points 4, -2? Well, let's just look. If you come over here with your cursor to 4, it sure looks like it goes through 4, -2. How about, does it go through -4, -4? I think it does that too. What we need to do, though, is to come up here and see, here is -4, -4. Right there. It says it does. And then here is 4, -2. Right there. It says it does. How do we check with Desmos, though? Go right here to edit list and just select this. You see, we have the equation in still. Convert it to a table. All right. So we want to know what it's doing at 4. So you can just come right down here, 4. Oh, look at there. -2, right there. And now we want to know what it's doing at -4. So type in -4. Oh, look at there. -4. Those are the 2 points we have. So you see what this means? You did it right. All right, I can't wait to see what you do with your assignment. I have got good things in store for you because you are working hard and you're thinking, and I'm proud of you. Keep at it, Irish. I know this is challenging, but you can do it, and you can certainly do this. All right, I will see you tomorrow in our Zoom. Take care.